Howdy, 7th grade. Today we're going to look at yet another use for all this ratio stuff we've been doing. And this time the use we're going to look at is scale drawings. So those of us who are in boating have done scale drawings before. Those of us who aren't, it's a fairly simple concept. The idea is we have something that's very large, like my classroom, which is about 30 feet by 20 feet. And I don't want, if I'm drawing my classroom, I don't have a piece of paper that's 30 feet long and 20 feet wide. That'd be a little bit ridiculous. So instead we're going to draw it to scale on a piece of paper. And if I want to draw this reasonably sized, let's say that I make 1 inch be equal to 5 feet. So this would be 6 inches by 4 inches. So it's much more manageable to draw my classroom this big than this big. So this I can draw, but this is going to be the actual size. So what that means is on my piece of paper, so on my paper, every 1 inch is going to be equal to 5 feet in real life. So if I draw my classroom on my piece of paper, 6 inches by 4 inches, every 1 inch is going to be 5 feet in real life. And we can check to see how that works. So if I have 6 inches times, I'm going to do a conversion here, more or less. So I'm actually going to draw this as a T-chart. And we're going to use the scale factor right here, 1 inch equals 5 feet. We're going to use that in our T-chart. So we're going to say 1 inch is on the bottom and 5 feet on top, and the inches are going to cancel out. So what I'm going to be left with, if I erase part of this so it goes away, there we go. So what I'm going to be left with here is going to be equals 6 times 5 is 30 feet over 1, which is going to be 30 feet. So we found from our 6 inches, it's equal to 30 feet. So 6 inch on the piece of paper, 30 feet right there. And then we can check the other direction. So if I have 4 inches times 5 feet per inch, that's going to be equal to 20 feet over 1, because my inches are going to cancel, is 20 feet. So I end up finding that my classroom is 30 feet by 20 feet. So we're going to do just a couple problems real quick. So something we want to make sure we know is the scale factor, is the ratio from the drawing to real life. So if we're given a drawing, here's going to be an example. The drawing is 8 inches, and it represents, we're going to do 48 feet. So it'd be like blueprints or something, and on the blueprints it's 8 inches, and it represents 48 feet in real life. My question would be, what is the scale factor? There's a couple ways to do this, and I'll show you all both. We'll start with the hard way, then we'll do the easy way. So I know that 8 inches times my scale factor has to equal 48 feet. So to get the scale factor by itself there, I'm going to divide both sides by 8 inches. And I'm going to find that my scale factor equals 48 feet over 8 inches, which is going to be equal to 48 divided by 8 is 6 feet per inch. And just like that, we have our scale factor. The other way to do this would just be to know that we're going to use these two different lengths, and we know we're going to divide them, so just be 48 feet over 8 inches. is something we might just be able to see from the problem, which is going to be 6 feet per inch. So 6 feet per inch, one more time, would be my scale factor there. And that's pretty much it. Just for one more example going the other way, is I have a scale factor of, and we're going to use 9 feet to the centimeter, and a drawing 4 centimeters long. How long in real life would be my question. How long is this in real life? So to figure out how long this is in real life, I'm going to start by taking my 4 centimeters here, so 4 centimeters, and I'm going to multiply by the scale factor, which is 9 feet per centimeter, and that's going to equal the real life length. And after that, 4 times 9, I know is going to be 36. I have a centimeters on top and on bottom, which cancel, and my feet is left, so my real life length is going to be 36 feet. And just so that we're all on the same page as to how this works, our formula for today is going to be that the scale factor times the drawing length, drawing size, equals the real size. And that's going to be our formula. That's also pretty much the definition of the scale factor. So with that, we're good to go, and I will see you all in class tomorrow. Have a great day.